Hey, Razy Scene. In this video, I'm going to show you a trading strategy that would have made you over 300% if you've been trading it since 2019. I'll show you how the strategy works, and then I'll show you how we can use it moving forward, and you can follow my free signals as I test it in the live markets. So let me just jump straight into it. Welcome to the channel. My name is Jay. If this is the first time you're here, what I do is basically track my journey as a relatively new algorithmic trader, designing systematic systems to trade in the markets on a live portfolio. So I've been doing different backtesting, writing different programs, and showing it on the channel to see the progress and showing you guys the possibility of the systems. I also create some free indicators that I put up on the channel for download that you all are free to download and test out and try to use yourself. So in this video, we'll be looking at the IBS, which stands for internal bar strength. It measures the strength of basically previous bar, right? How the IBS is calculated is close minus the low divided by high minus the low. What this does, it provides you with a value between 1 and 0. Anything closer to 1, it shows strength in the market. Anything closer to 0 shows weakness. Now, this is best traded on mean reverting pairs. So what we'll be looking at is using it as a signal for a pullback, right? So if we get closer to 0, we'll be looking for a buy entry. If we get closer to 1, is providing a sell entry. However, because we would be mostly using this for the index like the S&P and the NASDAQ, we would be implementing it as a long only strategy since the natural bias of those markets is bullish, right? So with that being said, let's take a look at the backtest and we would see how the strategy performs. All right, we on MT4 here, and now we just look at some of the backtest really quick. Now this is the IBS Hunter, and we will be trading on the S&P 500. We'll just look at the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ for now, and then I will let you know on all the symbols I'll be trading. So this will be trading on the daily chart, and I'll turn on the visual mode so you can actually see how everything trades. So for the settings, just for you to get an idea of what the strategy is, we have the super smoother that we would not be using at this point in time, and just to show you what the raw signal is, right? An idea of how the strategy will be trading is on the S&P, we will take every signal that the IBS value is below 1 and we'll take a buy, and then the close will be when the last bar closes above the high of the bar before. It's a really simple exit, and when I came across that exit and I started to backtest it, and I think I'll be coding that in a lot more. The robots that I do, that's a very simple but I mean very effective way to exit. So the settings here are pretty straightforward. The three colors you see here is just to display the IBS. I wanted to know when the value is above 9, the actual IBS value will turn to red, and when it's below 1, it will turn to green to signal a buy trade. For the risk factor, how I calculate risk for a lot of my robots, I do it 2 ways. I do using this risk factor where it works off of the account balance, and then you take 1 micro for every 100 in the account, and that would result in a risk factor of 1, right? So if you want to reduce risk, you could change the risk factor, and that number would increase in the amount of balance that you have to have in your account in order to trade 1 micro. The other way is using the ATR, but it wasn't necessary for this strategy, so I mean I find with that. Comment is just a comment. Now this was built off of the framework for the Jumbie EA. which I have another video of linked up there, right? Magic number, max slippage, and just the spread. These would come in as the chart start to work. So let's just run a quick back test and we will take a look at that. So you can see here we have the IBS value, and this calculates every single bar and tells you what the number is. So if we slow it down quite a bit, you can see the numbers changing. When it's between 1 and 9, it's gray. When it's above 9, it goes to red, and when it is below 1, it goes to green. Once it's green, that means you get the signal because the value is below 1, and then it will look for a buy position, right? And then the close would be at the next close that is above the previous high, right? So that's a simple look at how it actually trades. So if we look at the graph, you can see we had some drawdown when it started, and then we have some growth moving forward, right? Now, trading it like this, you could make a lot more profit. The problem is it doesn't filter any trades. It trades continuously whether the market is ranging bearish, bullish. It doesn't care. I mean, that could be good, but it's also bad because since it's a long bias strategy, you don't really want to trade when the market is falling, because you get some drawdowns like what you're seeing on screen right now, which is the only issue with trading it like this. But we'll look at the report and then I'll turn on the super smoother and show you what that would look like. So on the report, you see we made 1200% with a profit factor of 1.91, but we have 64% drawdown, which is not good at all. We have a profit factor, the profitable trades of 73%, which is good, but the drawdown is terrible. So the only thing we do now is we turn on the super smoother and run it at 54, since that is the best setting for the S&P. And then we will run the same test again and we take a look at the charts. So now you see the candles start to show red as well as green. Once the candles are red, the bot determines that the market isn't trending in upward, fashion anymore. So it would turn the candles red in order to switch off the trades itself. So this does smooth out the equity curve quite a bit. So if we take a look at the graph, you can see it does smooth out the graph quite a bit. It still have losing trades. There's nothing like 100% winning strategy, so it does have losing trades, but it is a lot less. The only issue, the signal as well, is a lot less. Now, speaking about signal being a lot less, let me pause it right here and you take a look at this. Now, this is the daily chart, and between each line is 1 month. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months where we didn't get any signals because the market was falling. So it is good that it kept you out of the trade to reduce risk and all of that. It is bad because 8 months passed and you didn't get any trades. So almost a full year. So that is the downside of trading on the daily chart. But the signals are a lot more reliable, right? Now, the thought behind this is trade it on the daily chart, trade about 4 different instruments, and that should be able to set things in a good fashion. So this is what the graph ended up looking like, right? So this is pretty decent. If we look at the report, we made almost 400%. The profit factor went up to 4.59, and the max drawdown came down to 13.35, and the profitability of the strategy went up to 80%. So that is kind of what I like to see with the strategy. That is pretty good. Now we could reduce the risk even more. But for the S&P, I think 13% is fine, right? So let's just look at the NASDAQ. And for the NASDAQ, this is 14. We leave everything else the same. and we'll run the strategy, and I'll show you where the risk factor comes in. All right, so we take a look at the graph. So you know, it is a lot better with the super smoother. For this one, I would actually show you what it looks like without the super smoother and show you how important having that is in order to control the amount of drawdown. You can see there we have quite a big dip, but we will adjust that using the risk factor setting. Right, so the backtest is finished, and we take a look at the report. You can see here we have what, 4800% with a 34% drawdown. Now this is using the super smoother at 14 and the risk factor at 1. If we turn off the super smoother and we look at it, just didn't work, because at that point in time it's trying to take every single trade even when the market is in a downtrend, which is going against the grain, which isn't good. So that is why the super smoother are important, right? So we turn it back to 14, and now in order to get the risk down, what we do is we change this to 0.25, and this would bring down the risk, but it will also bring down the profitability of the strategy. But that isn't important because you would have that compounding growth by trading multiple symbols. So I'll turn all the visual mode just to get it to go a bit faster, and we'll run the backtest. You can see we still have the graph. We have 180%, but the drawdown came down to 13%, which is a lot better, right? So this is I think this is pretty good results moving forward. All right, so there you have it. That is the IBS Hunter that I've been working on and backtesting for quite a while, and now I think it's time to actually implement it in the market, which brings us to the actual signal itself. So what I'll be doing is trying to do a daily signal on the channel, where every day I make a short video, maybe 5 minutes or so, just showing if we have any trades on those four charts. Now, in order for you to have the same entries more or less, I would recommend you use the same broker that I use and the same VPS to make sure everything's synced up, because every broker has different tick data for some reason, and the values change quite a bit. So, and this comes in not so much with the entry but with the exit, because the exit is something that you don't want to wait until I make a video to do the exit. So in the description it will have a link to 8cap, which is the broker that I use, also the VPS, which is inter-server, right? Now if you do use the link below, that is affiliate link, it would help out the channel, and just to show my gratitude for that, once you do that, send me your account number. Once I verify it, I will send you this EA that I'll be building to manage the IBS Hunter. So once you follow any signals, if you decide to do that, you throw that EA on the chart, and it would actually show you what your lot sizing should be. It should show you the risk, your account balance, your equity, your percentage drawdown, and it will also manage the trades and close the trades when it's supposed to close, based on the close criteria, which is the previous day high must be, or the previous day close must be higher than the day before high, right? So that is how to things to get ready in order for the signal that I'll be doing. Most likely I'll be starting it on the beginning of August, right? I should do the first video. In the meantime, I'll be working on that trade manager and having it for you guys. So if anyone does want to use it, well, I just explained how to get it, right? I will also make available the IBS indicator, which is just the the raw indicator that does the calculation on a per bar basis that you could actually use on any chart, any symbol, any time frame. Use it at your own risk because you get more, well, you get less reliable signals the lower down in the time frame that you go. So yeah, that was kind of it. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. So once I start doing these signals, you would get notified as soon as I drop a signal, because you wouldn't want to take the signal too late if you decide to take it. Now, once I start to make it, I would let you know how to take these signals. If you look at the video maybe 5 hours after I create it, I would tell you how to take the signal. Don't just take it as soon as you see the signal. You'll have to go through an extra step just to make sure you get a better price. So that is it for now. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.